Hello everyone. As requested, today I shall try to teach you how to draw cartoon characters like me. But before we begin, some tips. Be patient. It's okay if it is not perfect. Okay, we are all learning. Keep things simple. Our human mind is very good at seeing patterns and creating an image. Take a look here. Look at my hand. As you can see, it's made up of a simple circle and a rectangle. But you can see it as my hand putting up one finger. So keep it simple. Sometimes it makes everything easier. And don't be afraid to explore. There's always save, undo, and redo. And most importantly, have fun. Right? So let's see. Alright, the first step that I always do before I draw is to display grids and drawing guides. Okay, this can be done by right-clicking the screen. Okay, and under grid and guides, click on it. Okay, and I will display grid and I will display drawing guides, and this is what you'll see. Okay, we have two long vertical and horizontal dotted lines. Okay, this marks the center of the vertical and the horizontal plane respectively. Okay, and we have the grids here. Okay, because this will help us in drawing to see the proportion of our drawings, and sometimes it helps to center certain things. Okay, another thing is under grids and guides, you have snap objects to grid. Okay, I'll show you what it means by that. Okay, now you see the grid, and when I draw, okay, the increments of the square will always follow the grid. Alright, and also when I move the object using my keyboard, it will move by the grid. Okay, this is useful, so you can move to the grid, but sometimes for precise movement, okay, I would like to switch off the grid to the object so that when I press the keyboard arrows, you can see the movement is pixel by pixel instead of by the grid, and this can allow for more fine movement if you want. Okay, and another tip, okay, if you have snap objects to grid switched on, okay, as you can see it's now moving according to the grid. Okay, but if you want to move it precisely without following the grid, you can hold down the control button. Okay, and it allows you to move pixel by pixel. Okay, so you can try it now. Okay, so with the grid, snapping the objects to grid, okay, you are moving following the grid. But if you hold control and you use the arrows, okay, you can do more precise movements pixel by pixel. Alright, yeah, when I move objects, usually I like to use the mouse because it is I usually like to use the keyboard arrows instead of the mouse because it allows me to have more precise control. Alright, so with the drawing guides, okay, I like to follow the rule of thirds in images, or roughly anyway, because with the drawing guides on and the grids on, there are about 10 squares vertically. So I like to position the center of my face about 1/3 from the top of the screen. And when I animate also, maybe I like to put the whole character itself maybe 1/3 of the screen because it helps visually, makes it more appealing. Alright, next up, using the shift key to draw and using the control key to select. Alright, so have you ever tried to draw a perfect square in PowerPoint? Okay, it's quite hard. You really need to see whether it's perfect. Alright, so let's say I'm trying to do a perfect square. As you can see, I don't think it's perfect. Right? One way is to follow the grid. Okay, you start at one corner and you follow the grid. Now that's a perfect square. Okay, but actually, if you hold down the shift button as you expand the image, okay, it will always be a square. Okay, and this is how you can draw perfect squares all the time. Okay, all right, this not just applies to squares, it applies to circles. Okay, here I select the oval at the top. Okay, if I don't hold shift, okay, it will be an oval. Okay, and I want to make a perfect circle. Okay, so if I hold shift, it will be a perfect circle every time. Okay, so holding shift when you are drawing shapes on PowerPoint will give you a regular shape. Right, and it doesn't just apply to shapes, it also applies to lines. Okay, let's say, okay, I click the line. Okay, let's say I want to draw a perfectly vertical line, but as you can see, it's a bit hard to see whether it's vertical. Okay, but if I hold the shift button, okay, it will be vertical. Or if I want to make it perfectly horizontal, I hold the shift and it is perfectly horizontal. Okay, actually you can make it even 45. Okay, 45 degrees. Okay, holding the shift for the arrow, so I can always make perfectly perpendicular lines if I want to. Okay, all right, and okay, let me draw some things. um, let's say I draw this arrow. Okay, all right, this is a good time to show certain aspects of PowerPoint also. Okay, as you can see, I drew an arrow, and you can actually customize certain shapes in PowerPoints. For example, this arrow. Okay, you can see the orange circle controls here on the arrow. Okay, you can click and actually adjust. Okay, so this this orange circle adjusts the height of the arrow. Okay, how about this one? Okay, when you try to adjust, okay, it adjusts the width, okay, of the tail of the arrow. Okay, not all shapes have this. Okay, let me show you one more shape. Okay, this is a rounded rectangle. Okay, right, as you can see, there's an orange here. Okay, this actually changes how rounded you want your rectangle to be, and I use this to much effect for drawing the shapes that I want. Okay, yeah, so for example, I can make it this rounded like this. All right, okay. All right, so now I have 4 objects. Okay, what do I mean by using the control key to select? Okay, if you hold the control key, okay, you can select multiple objects. See, I can select and deselect multiple objects using the control key. This can be useful when you want to select multiple things. Let's say I want to select these two and I want to move it here. Okay, and I want to select these two example and I want to move it here. Okay, this may be useful later when I'll show you in drawing when you want to select multiple things and move them around. Okay, next, okay, order and arranging objects. Okay, in the under drawing tools, okay, you can see at the top right, okay, there's bring forward, send backward. Okay, and if you go under home, there's also arrange. Okay, if you click it, okay, there's the bring to front and send to back. Okay, usually that is what I do. Okay, to either bring an object to the front or bring an object to the back. Okay, if you remember, this is the first shape I drew, this is the second shape I drew, this is the third shape I drew, and this is the fourth shape I drew. Okay, the newest object will always be the one in front. Okay, how about if I want, okay, right, the yellow circle to be at the back. Okay, I will right click and send to back. So this will put the yellow circle right at the back. Okay, even behind, okay, previously placed items, okay, such as the words here. Okay, all right. Okay, then example. Okay, I want to have the arrow in between, okay, in between the yellow circle and the green square. Okay, I can simply bring the green square in front and I have it in between. Okay, yeah, so you can play around with the arrangement of objects. Okay, as you can see, since I bring it to the front, okay, even it is placed in front of the rounded rectangle. Alright, so there is arrangement, okay, and shift and control to select and draw regular shapes. Okay, next up is drawing faces. Okay, let me zoom in on my process. Okay, so to zoom in PowerPoint, okay, or in a lot of applications actually, you can hold on the control key and then you use your mouse wheel to zoom in or zoom out. Okay, and example, if you select an object in PowerPoint and you zoom in, it will zoom in to that object. Okay, alright, so let me show you this drawing of my face. Okay, let me copy, okay, and move it to the side. Okay, alright. Okay, actually this face is made up of multiple shapes, okay, that I order them carefully, one on top of the other to make it look like a face. Okay, so all my cartoon characters are actually made from shapes found in PowerPoint. Okay, so let me break down what are the shapes. Okay, so for my ears are simple ovals. Okay, I'm gonna use the control key to select the mouth and the nose. Okay, alright, so these are simple lines, okay, for my nose and mouth. Okay, my hair is a complex shape. Okay, alright, then I have my frame of my specs. Okay, these are the glasses of my specs. Okay, they're actually two white semi-rounded rectangles. Okay, my two eyes are two circles and my two eyebrows are simply two squiggles. Okay, yeah, so as you can see, they are actually made out of basic shapes. Okay, but I put them together, okay, to make it look like a face. Yeah, so yeah, let me undo all that. Okay, so let me try to give you a demonstration, okay, a live drawing right now to show you how I can draw a face. Alright, so let's say I'll start with a oval. Okay, right, shape outline. Okay, and shape fill. Okay, let's use a fairer shape. Okay, as you can see, I use the grid, okay, to position somewhere center. Okay, maybe I'll need to adjust a bit. Okay, yeah, to for fine control. Okay, alright, okay, before I carry on, okay, I need to talk about, okay, the thickness of lines. Okay, as you can see, I have 3 circles here. Okay, they have different thickness. Okay, the left most has the thickness of 2 1/4 point. Okay, alright, this is under shape outline, width, and 2 1/4. Okay, and the higher it is, the thicker it will be. Okay, so this is under shape outline. Okay, 2 1/4. This is 1.5 and 1 point. Okay, for me, for drawing for the main parts of the cartoon, okay, like the face, okay, the outlines, I use 2 1/4. Okay, for finer detail, okay, I use slightly smaller, 1.5. And for even finer details, okay, some things I want them to see but not quite notice, is I use 1 point. Okay, this also applies to lines, okay, under shape outline. Okay, example, as you can see, the outline of my face is 2 1/4. Okay, and my smile is 1.5. Okay, and the nose, okay, I don't want them to look at the nose too much, so their thickness is actually just 1. Right. Okay, so okay, going back. All right, so for me, I have specs, so I just use rectangles to in place of my eyes. Okay, so maybe you would want to draw eyes, so I like to use, okay, the curve function. Okay, sometimes when I draw, okay, I will draw a bigger version of it first. Okay, then I will put it, make it smaller. Okay, and put it in the diagram. Okay, right, so I'm drawing the outline of the eye. Okay, all right, so right now this is the outline of the eye. Okay, let's say I use 1.5. Okay, all right, this is the outline. Okay, the thing about curves, okay, this is 2 separate curves. Okay, curves you can also use fill. Okay, if you fill it with white, okay, as you can see, okay, it becomes part of an eye already. Okay, all right, let me bring it back out. Okay, so how to draw the eyeball? Okay, I select oval, I hold shift, okay, to make a perfect circle. Okay, and I hold shift again to resize. Okay, all right, okay, let's give a black eye. Okay, all right, so and the outline should be black. Okay, yeah, so I have my eye. Okay, once I have something that I like, okay, I will usually group them. Okay, so that when I move, okay, I don't need to select all of them. Okay, I can just move one. Okay, all right, let me show you something that happens sometimes. Okay, when you're trying to draw an eye this way. Okay, all right, okay, as you can see here, right, this is the outline. Oh, sorry. Okay, let's always undo. Okay, all right, then I fill it white. Okay, if you can see, all right, because my curves weren't perfectly connected, okay, there's some space here. Okay, what you can do is to draw a line, okay, roughly covering, okay, that space there. Okay, so then I'll make the thickness of the line, okay, maybe like 1.5, okay, so that it covers, okay, that small gap there. Okay, then I'll make it white also. Okay, as you can see, all right, that part, okay, is gone. Okay, yeah, so yeah, so that gap there, okay, is gone. Right, okay, to make it even nicer, okay, I'll bring the bottom part, okay, to the front. Okay, so I have a nice shape. Right, yeah, so that is something for you to take note if you try this method. Okay, so yeah, this is my eye. Okay, quick question. Where is the position of the eye on the human face? Okay, actually our eye is roughly halfway, okay, in in our face, on our face rather. Okay, so okay, happy with this. Let me, okay, okay. All right. Okay, so I've made the bigger version. Okay, now when I'm resizing object and I want to resize it to the same dimensions, okay, all right, I also hold shift. Okay, and this will maintain the dimension of the eye. Okay, yeah, if I don't hold shift, okay, if I don't hold shift, this is what happens. Okay, all right, it can deform the dimensions of the eye. If I hold shift, it will maintain the ratio. Okay, all right, okay, it seems that it's hard to, okay, right, so I have one eye. Okay, so usually I'll just copy paste. Okay, under drawing I flip horizontal. Okay, and now I have two eyes. Okay, right, next drawing of the eyebrow. Okay, you look at the top, there's free from scribble. Okay, I will just scribble, okay, the eyebrow. All right, I'm sure you can do a much better job. Okay, all right, okay, and to make it easy, I copy paste. Okay, and once again I flip horizontal. Okay, and now I have, oh, okay, I have two eyes and eyebrow. Okay, next for the mouth. Okay, all right, I select curve. Okay, if you hold shift, oh, sorry, not curve. If you select, where is it? If you select arc, here. Okay, if you select arc and you hold shift, okay, you're actually drawing a quadrant. Okay, and you can complete the quadrant if you like. Yeah, and this is how I draw a perfect smile. Okay, and I just place it here. Okay, I want to emphasize the smile, so I use 2 and 1/4. Okay, yeah, so now for the nose. uh, if you look at the one that I use, okay, I have quite a sharp nose. Okay, so I use two straight lines to denote my nose bridge, and one small curve, okay, to denote the tip of my nose. Okay, so maybe for this lady, oh sorry, selected the wrong one again. Okay, all right, okay, roughly center, black again. Okay, 3/4, right, to show that she has a small nose. Okay, or maybe if you want, you can even draw the bridge of the nose using the curve just now. Okay, right, 3/4, even smaller than 1/4, so you don't quite see. Okay, as you can see, okay, we already have roughly the face. Right, okay, I have curly hair and I tried to show it here through my drawing. Okay, so for drawing curly hair, okay, you can either, or for drawing hair, you can either use freeform or scribble. Okay, and if you have the stylus, it will even be better. Okay, but I just use the mouse. Okay, let's say I want to draw the hair. Okay. All right. So yeah, if you have a stylus, I think you can do a nice job. Okay. Yeah. So I do half of it first. Okay. All right. Go back home. Okay. I'm gonna draw the other side. Okay. Black, black. Okay. Show you a trick. Okay. Okay. I want to show like her hair being at the back. Okay. But let me draw it in front first. Okay. So right now it looks like the hair is in front of her face, but we're going to use the trick. Okay, right click, send to back. As you can see, it looks like her hair is tucked behind. Okay, you can add an ear if you want. Okay, so same color. Yeah, or okay, no outline. Okay, this can be okay. Right, yeah, but this is good enough. Okay, so yeah, this is a face that I drew. Yeah, it's a bit too big maybe. Alright, so let's say once I have something I like, I select everything and I group it. Okay, and this would move the entire thing as one. Okay, alright, okay, I will ungroup first. Okay, so once you have the face, okay, you can animate it, okay, by changing, okay, the positions of the eye, okay, or changing the expressions on the mouth. Okay, so example, I have the eye, okay, it's still grouped. So I ungroup, okay, and I shift the pupil to the side. Okay, and already, okay, all right, this lady is looking to the side. Okay, yeah, okay, all right, next. Okay, maybe I want to make the lady talk. So I'll make a mouth. Okay, once again, make things simple. Okay, and this is a simple mouth. Okay, and I group it. Okay, yeah, so instead of a smile, okay, she can now be talking. Okay, yeah, so I like to just use lines to do a mouth. Okay, but you can actually also make it more realistic. Okay, there's this shape, rectangle, top corners rounded. Okay, you can select it. Okay, all right, let's say I have this. Rotate it. Okay, shape fields. Okay, okay, I'm just gonna draw roughly the top. Okay, all right, almost there. Okay, right, so you can also make a quite a nice mouth if you want to. Okay, yeah, right, so smiling to talking, smiling to talking. Okay, and also my favorite, okay, which is my green. Okay, all right, I have quite a large green, so I'll just use the rounded one. Okay, once again, group. Okay, so yeah, right, oh, too big of a smile. Yeah, so she can be grinning. Okay, all right, all right. She can be talking with a big mouth open, or for me, I just use lines, okay, to help me save time. Okay, yeah. So that's one way that you can draw faces. Okay, I also forgot to show one thing. Okay, you can even make a surprise face. Alright, having the same shape. Oh, way too thick. Right, then raising the eyebrows. Yeah, so yeah, ready. Okay, you can animate as how you like. Okay, yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. So there's from here you can actually have a lot of expressions. Okay, looking at the side, talking, looking at the front, talking, and so on. Okay, I shall now move on to the arms and the body. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. The arms and the body is actually just rounded rectangles. Okay. Example, this is my body. All right. It's a rounded rectangle. Okay. My sleeves is a shape that I found one time. Um, yeah. Let me see if I can find it again. Here, this one. Okay. Flowchart delay. Okay. Yeah. So I just rotate it. Okay. And it's part of my sleeve. Okay, and when I'm in school, okay, I wear long sleeve but I fold it up. Okay, so this is actually just okay the flowchart. Okay, with the rectangle. Okay, yeah, all right. And what do I use for my arms? Okay, it is okay the rounded rectangle. Okay, and I have two. So once I have my upper arm, I group it. Okay, then for my forearm and hand, okay, this is simply a rounded rectangle with an oval. Okay, and that's my arm. Okay, but as you can see, let me rotate. Okay, this is my arm. Okay, and I can rotate it any way I like. Okay, I can even rotate at the shoulder. Right, and get this. Okay, but as you can see, if you compare it with the cartoon on the right, okay, I managed to make it such that my arm is one contiguous thing and not like a robot where it's two pieces separated. Okay, so this is one trick that I can teach you. Okay, so I want to hide this part. Okay, so I'm going to draw an oval or a circle. Okay, so I will have this oval have the same shade, okay, as my arm. Okay, now there's this outline, right? Okay, you can just choose no outline. Okay, and it now looks like a one arm connected. Okay, not like a robot. Okay, so yeah, so this is the circle without an outline that you can put over. Okay, yeah, so basically for the body, okay, it is really just bits and pieces. Okay, maybe I can break it down for you. Oh, okay, so let me move my forearms. Okay, yeah, so you can see the circles that I use. Okay, all right, so yeah, okay, I have a rectangular body. Okay, this is the center of my shirt. Okay, all right, and this is my neck. Okay, actually my neck is a rounded rectangle. Oh, I'm beheading myself. Okay, all right. Okay, so actually my neck is a rounded rectangle. Okay, my collar is simply two triangles and a rectangle behind. Okay, so once again you can use the ordering, okay, like bringing this rectangle to the back, okay, then bringing the neck to the front. Okay, but actually this is a rounded rectangle. Okay, so how did I make it disappear, okay, under the, oh sorry, okay, how do I make it disappear under the collar? Okay, all right, okay, so actually once again it's the same trick, okay, but instead of a circular thing, okay, I have this thing here. Okay, all right, yeah, I use free form, so I want to hide this thing. Okay, so let's see, let's find free form. Okay, here, free form shape. Yeah, so I drew the outline here to here, here to here. Yeah, so I have drawn the outline. Okay, and once again I choose no outline. Okay, yeah, and I hide it. Okay, yeah, so I just put the pieces together. Okay, my belt is just a simple gray rectangle. Okay, my pants, okay, it's just a black rectangle actually. Okay, and I put a white triangle, okay, in the middle, okay, to show that it becomes my legs. Yeah, so that's it, and that's how I draw my cartoon. Okay, and of course I make multiple poses so I can use them when I want. Okay, yeah, so I have dramatic poses. For this shape, okay, my hand, okay, is actually two circles with two rounded rectangles, and hiding the parts using the circle with the outline trick. There are more dynamic poses where I point to somewhere higher on the slide, okay, and I lean back. Okay, from for here you can just use rotate and all that. Okay, yeah, so that's it. Okay, I hope, okay, this has been useful sharing for you. So bye bye. Okay, see you guys next time.